Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MOR8 Tournament Division B. Mercstar versus Potato Killers. MS versus PK Division B Finals. I'm being told this match is a clutch match that they're going to be fighting for first place. That's what I hear. Anyways, my name is Unbreakable Raids. You can find me at Twitch TV / Unbreakable Raids, and I'm here with my co-caster Kurlon of Kurlon TV.
Evening all.
We'll be bringing you this match live tonight. Well, live is in 5-minute delay live.
As live as they'll let us get.
Yes. Can't have any stream sniping going on.
Silly rules.
How dare you have rules? All right, we're sitting at the band screen waiting to see some bands. And
So, while we wait for them to choose, you got a map you're hoping for tonight? We did get Gordian Bog, which was awesome to see yesterday.
you actually got Viridian Bog? That's what I was hoping to see.
Yeah, I don't know why that map doesn't get more love.
You know what? I want to see River City tonight. I have not seen River City this entire time.
Really? I've seen some good matches on there.
I have seen 2 or 3 Rubelite Oases, a couple Terra Thermas, even an Alpine. But I've not seen Viridian Bog or Rubelite. Hi, kitty.
Well, let's see what they come up with.
I don't know about you guys, but don't you love it when your cat has literally all day to hang out with you and decides right when you start streaming is the time it wants attention?
They know.
They know. Every time. It happened last match too. Didn't it, kitty?
So, while we wait for the teams to decide what map they want to play on, let's go over the format for what we're going to be watching tonight.
Alright, we have Drop 1, Forest Colony Winter Classic on Conquest. 2 and 3 is going to be Grim Plexus Domination. And 4, Drop 4, we're going to find out soon enough. It appears we're just waiting on MS to make their first pick.
Little bit of a communication glitch, but that's the fun of coordinating things over in-lobby chat.
Oh, they must have heard me, because they went straight for River City. River City is out.
Aw. That means Bog is still an option.
Well, now it's up to PK. What did you say? What did you say the name was earlier? Like the Starch Warriors or something?
Oh, Starch Slayers. I
Oh.
really shouldn't come up with nicknames. It's a bad habit, but...
Rubelite Oasis is banned. Thank goodness. I don't know if I could take another match on Rubelite. Although...
It's such a good map.
It is.
You've got so many different lanes, and just when you think you found that one position where you've got good sight lines and you're protected, you realize that, no, actually there's a path for lights to come at your back. Or, you know, you did take elevation into account. I love that map.
Alpine Peaks, River City, Rubelite Oasis, and Viridian Bog are banned.
So we're going Therma.
We're going Terra Therma.
Excellent.
Outstanding.
Another map that I like. I like the original Terra Therma. I like the new Terra Therma.
Wait, they changed Terra Therma?
Oh, You don't remember the original Terra Therma?
Oh, it's been so long.
Yeah, the original Terra Therma with the infamous Pug Zapper in the middle. Much smaller map, like all the classic maps were, but it was a good time.
When I first started playing, it was like 5 years ago or something ridiculous. And then I only played for like a year, and then I took like a 3-year break. Then I came back about middle of last year, and then all of a sudden there was a tier system, and I had to start at the bottom of tier 5. And been slowly clawing my way up for about 6 months. And then they had all these new maps. I had no clue where anything was. Oh, yep, you're right. First person only. My bad, my bad. But I kind of missed the classic maps, like the one that they just brought back, Forest Colony Classic, with the little tunnel. I love that little tunnel.
I remember playing the hell out of that map.
You
Back
see?
when my Jenner was a proper size.
Yeah. You know, CGBI actually used to have a training, training in that tunnel. Like, the new recruits would be in the tunnel, and they would have to come out of the tunnel, expose themselves to us firing on them, and then kind of back into the tunnel to the right and kind of cycle in a circle to kind of like teach them how to share armor.
Well, in the meantime, both teams have locked, so we're going to have this going.
We are ready. Both teams are locked. We are launching in 3, 2, 1.
And for those in chat, pay attention to what goes on in chat. You'll see MWO leagues kicking off giveaways in there. So a little bit different format than we normally do it. We're going to make you pay attention and actually do something to get in the giveaway as opposed to just spam noise.
Yeah. You're going to have to work for it now. Alright, assuming no holds are called, we'll be ready to start momentarily. Looks like I'm on the Mercstar side.
Oh, wow.
We've got...
Head over to the Potato Killer side. What do you got?
2 Blood Asps, a Nova, 2 Annihilators, a Fafnir, a Phoenix Hawk, and another Nova.
Alright, on the Potato Killer side, we've got Annihilator, Battlemaster, Commando, Mad Cat 2, Evan Jag, second Annihilator, Summoner, and Blood Axe. Those Blood Asps are really popular this season.
They are. It's got to be those high mounts in the torso. At first, I thought it was going to be a detriment, because when the Evan Jag first came out, the meta was dual Gauss and the high mounts, so you could just poke out, or, you know, laser vomit. And people caught on quick and started focusing those high mounts, but it appears the Blood Asp high mounts aren't as bad as the Evan Jags, and make it great for poking.
So it's interesting to see Potato Killers have spread across the map, grabbing Gamma and Theta. They're basically ignoring Kappa at the moment. Mercstar staying very balled up as they trundle their way up to Kappa, trying to use the terrain as much as possible, staying out of the water. We've got a
Commando that looks like he might be making a move on a Fafnir. Well, James bombed over here, and his Annihilator is already down to 60%, and chunks are falling off of him.
On the Mercstar side, Drew the Blue, also 79%, Pyth 78%. So yeah, that trudge across to Kappa did not go well for them.
No, it didn't. It looks like they may have brought more Brawly mechs. whereas PK is bringing more ranged, and they're managing to hold them at arm's length.
We've got a cluster of 2 Novas and a Phoenix Hawk, however, starting to get into Potato Killer's flanks. They push back serial number in his Sumner. Now, kind of staring down the Annihilator. I don't know if that's a good move. Strike in on Potato Killers.
Never a good move to stare down at an Annihilator. Unless you're in another Annihilator.
Ragnar is moving out of that position, leaving Hell's Manic and the Blood Ass and serial number the Summoner further back to keep an eye on that medium pack.
Looks like that commando back at Epsilon is finally capping. He waited a long time for that team to move away so that he could secure that cap.
Which is not a bad idea. If you jump on that cap point too early, that throws up a giant flag to the team that you're there. It's early in the match. Waiting on that cap point is not a bad thing.
Oh.
Let you do it without risking your life.
But he didn't actually cap the point. He left it neutral. I think they're going to try and go for full kills.
Interesting choice. Well, we've lost Game Bombed in the Annihilator. Rockstar now down 1 assault.
It looks
Still
like
staying
he...
mostly balled up while that commando's coming up into their back.
It looks like he got bombed by that last airstrike. That was a terrible joke. I'm ashamed.
I'll allow it. Nightbird getting into the back of Kamichiwa.
Kamichiwa just getting torn up by that long-range fire from the Battlemaster and the Annihilator.
We did manage to take out an Evan Jag for Potato Killers. Crimson Helix Nova goes down for Mercstar. Xavier is down at 51% of his Nova. Commando gets a kill, takes out Drew the Blue.
Looks like he's finally making a move. Oh, looks like he got the Blood Asp as well. He's going to try for 3 with that Nova. That's it.
Is it.
PK has won the first round, securing 8 kills.
And that's interesting that they did not get that back cap to put the pressure even more on Mercstar. Kind of curious why.
I'm more curious as to why my camera is flying off to one side.
That's a feature.
All right, let me get these stats uploaded so we can see what's going on. I love that Forest Colony class. I love the classic maps. All right. Looking at the stats. Team damage less than 10. No double-digit team damage. That's good. Highest damage from the Battlemaster, piloted by Yondu. 946 damage, 781 from Way Too Sexy in the Annihilator, 674 from Vortex, 541 from Hell's Manics. All PK team. They had some huge numbers, and they just wore out Mercstar quick. Yes, I can.
Thank you, sir.
So, some really good showing there. From PK, just dominating in the opening round of this match. I'm on the map page now. Mercstar took the usual route. I should probably use a thicker tool here. Took the usual route, kind of up through the mid. But,
Yeah, they kind of got stalled there. They did send some medium units a little deeper. But they just weren't able to really dislodge the potato killer line.
yeah, that ridge where Team 2 drops is great for long-range trading. Gives you lots of cover with a clear view of most of the map. Then they just spread out towards the water as soon as MS started pushing in and getting close. They just spread out towards the water. Their guys came wide. Oh, that's blue. Their guys came wide, started hitting them from the side and the rear. Plus you had that commando that managed to make it to Epsilon. He came around the back and started popping people in the back. So, good strategy.
Yeah, I'm going to be curious to find out what the game plan was for Mercstar on that.
Next up, Grim Plexus. Domination.
Drop the tonnage, toss out any lock-on weapons.
That's right. Because this next drop, you are only allowed a maximum of 375 tons. Oh, jeez. All right. Now that I've finally got the scoreboard updated. Grim Plexus Domination. I've had the pleasure of watching 2 of these matches today. Well, casting 2 of these matches today. And I've seen a variety of tactics used on this map.
Being domination, though, that kind of forces your hand. Even if you want to play a distance game, eventually it's going to devolve into a brawl.
Oh, yeah. You got to get control of that circle. Unless you have a light dance around that circle and maintain control while you go brawl it out somewhere else.
Or, as we saw a couple days ago, you have a sticked assault that gets ignored and grabs the circle while the brawl wanders off somewhere else.
Now that I would have liked to see.
Well, if anyone else would also like to see that, if you go to the MWO Comp YouTube, all the matches that are streamed are archived there. You can rewatch at your pleasure.
Boom. Oh, thanks, kitty. You stepped on... You drew on the map. So, most of the time when I see people drop on this map, they like this. Team 2 likes this hill over here. There's a lot of cover, gives you good view of the circle. Team 1, I've seen a couple different plays. I've seen some guys take the long way around and take shooting angles from Gulf 8, Gulf 9. I've seen a rush straight up the 8 line through the circle and just a huge brawl breakout right around Gulf 7, Gulf 6. Most of the time, it's definitely a brawl. It's just a matter of where in the circle it's going to happen. Oh, both teams are locked and ready to go, so time for me to stop playing around.
With Potato Killers starting out on Team 2. I've already demonstrated that they know how to play the range and control game, so I think your call of setting up a line on the Fox 6 high grounds is probably going to be what they do. So it'll be interesting to see how MS deals with that. If they don't pick their lines correctly to push into them, they're going to expose themselves way too long, and again, be way too beat up by the time they finally meet them, have no armor left for the fight.
I have fallen victim many times to the MS crab rush, so I'm hoping to see some crab rushing.
I see dropships.
All right. It looks like, what side am I on this time? I'm on the red side this time.
Alright, well, I'll start things off with Team 1, Mercstar. They are packing a pair of Roughnecks, Arctic Cheetah, Vulcan, Hunchback 2C, Sun Spider. That surprises me. Flea and a Wolfhound. I want to see what's on that Sun Spider, because I've always felt that those are way too fragile. But obviously they see something in it. 5 Ultra AC2s. So now why the Sun Spider versus a Jaeger?
That is interesting.
Or actually, Ultra ACs. I don't think can the Jaeger do 5?
I have no clue, honestly. I mostly pilot IS mechs. Or
Same
not
here.
IS. I mostly pilot clan mechs. Whoops. Hope the rest of my clan didn't just hear me say that. Okay, over on the PK side, we've got a light rush deck, it looks like. Besides the Warhammer, they've got 2 Vulcans, a Crab, a Wolfhound, a Firestarter, an Assassin, and a Linebacker. So it looks like they're going to be sticking low to the cover and try and get within brawl range.
So wait, you're saying my pre-match predicted strategy was wrong?
Not wrong, just backwards. Looks like Mercstar's bringing the range this time, and PK's going to try and outbrawl him.
Well, there's some initial contact. Prototellus in the Flea, getting some pot shots off on Vortex in his Vulcan. He has to see that most of PK is coming around the corner.
Oh yeah.
I don't really see Mercstar adjusting their line heavily yet.
That line is not moving, and they could pay for that. If you had to choose between a brawler and a long-range mech fighting it out, I'm going to take the brawler 9 times out of 10. That's the whole point of brawling, to do tons of damage.
If I get to choose the engagement range, if you let me get into brawl range, you're done.
That's right. Your whole build is designed around massive damage at short ranges.
Xavier and the Wolfhound for MS down to 66% after a strike. Second strike comes in from Potato Killers, but doesn't quite make the mark.
From my angle, it looks like it just barely missed that Wolfhound.
5 more meters ahead, he would have had it. Potato Killers setting up now in the structures by the dish. Eventually, they're going to get brave and push over that hill down into Mercstar, who looks like they have adjusted to receive the push.
Into the Mercstar firing line, which I think is well set up.
Now, okay, so they've got Yondu and the Warhammer for Potato Killers up on the hill, basically keeping eyes on things.
He's smoking already.
Yeah, at 75%, Mercstar was able to get some hits in on him. You're the blue eating some of that strike.
I'm unfortunately unable to select mechs to see their loadouts and armor values, thanks to this wonderful feature.
Potato Killer's doing a good job of getting shots in while not really exposing and taking much damage for themselves. They're just whittling down Mercstar at the moment without having to push into him.
Oh, and the timer's counting down. Eventually, Mercstar's probably going to have to push, because...
And it looks like, not really a push, but we've got a rotation in action. Mercstar moving in low. Potato Killer's staying up high, moving to the back corner. They're actually coming down the hill. Now we've got a full rotation. We're about to get half a lap. We might get a full NASCAR here.
The world famous NWO NASCAR.
Mercstar is insistent on not getting on high ground.
I think they're just biding their time and waiting, hoping they'll get bored and push in.
Unfortunately, while they're doing that, their armor is slowly going away.
Yeah, but they're way more beat up than PK.
Yondu, off in the distance, moved off his perch. He's continuing to just stay circling wide.
Looks like he's looking for an angle. He's not going to find it there.
Yeah, only way he's going to get a shot is if Mercstar pops up. And despite the periodic pokings from the lights on Potato Killers, Mercstar's not taking the bait.
Oh, and it looks like he found an angle on Kamichiwa.
He should have stopped Mercstar's rotation around that side. Now they're realizing that Yondu's got eyes on him. And we've reversed the rotation. In some ways, kind of a frustrating match to watch. You're just waiting for something to happen, but this is working in Potato Killer's favor. They're just whittling that armor down a little bit at a time.
Looks like we finally got some action. Not for long, though.
Again, I feel like this is more just Potato Killers showing a little bit more leg, hoping that Mercstar will bite and charge in.
Mercstar's going to have to do something soon, because they're looking rough. They're looking rough, and they've lost the timer.
We've still got 8 minutes on the clock. More than 50 seconds for both teams, so this isn't a push situation yet, but you've got 3 mechs critical, below 60% armor for Mercstar. No one is critical for Potato Killers. Near Salon's Roughneck is down to 41%, and here come the kills. Mercstar get first blood, but Potato Killers immediately respond by taking out an assassin. So Roughneck for an assassin, not a good trade.
Not a good trade at all on that Roughneck. I'm not sure what he was doing. He kind of just kept walking into their firing line, and as soon as they saw he was out there, they all moved into position and started opening up on him. Oh, and down goes Kamichiwa.
Potato Killers definitely spell blood in the water now as they push in and clean out the last of the Mercstar units. Well played on Potato Killer's side.
Well played indeed. Another sweeping win.
And thank you, chat, for correcting me that Jaeger only has 4 ballistic slots, so no, it cannot do that 5 Ultra build. Hence, why Sunspider.
A repeat of the last match. Victory going to PK. 8 kills to 1. MS not looking too good right now. They are really gonna have to. This is a deep hole to climb out of. They're really going to have to turn it around for the next drop.
And it's too bad, because looking at the overall damage numbers, MS was getting shots on target. They were only able to convert that to 1 kill.
Oh, well, I guess everybody's leaving.
Some teams find it easier to leave. You then swing who's left and re-invite the captains. Some teams wait to be shuffled around. Different preferences for working around the lack of a swap teams button. PGI, please.
While we're doing PGI, please. PGI, please open up those Solaris maps to more than 2 mechs on private lobbies. Because I have a ton of great ideas that I want to use on those small maps. I'm talking mist links, piranhas, no armor, and just 24 people in a bloodbath.
That would be insane on a map that small. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, you could call it Peekaboo, and you guys would run through the little tunnels, Solaris Tunnels map. How are these guys coming into the top spot? I have sent an invite to Ragnar. Let's send another invite. See if he answers. Meanwhile, we got to go over the stats of last match. Some big team damage numbers from Yondu and the Warhammer. 81 team damage, 36 from Way Too Sexy on the PK side, 31 from Kamichiwa on the Mercstar side. Overall damage looks very heavily in PK's favor. 584 from Vortex and the Vulcan. Everyone else hovering around the 200 to 300 mark. Mercstar, highest damage, 293 from Pith in the Hunchback 2C.
Which, with the size of the mechs that we're dealing with, because we're topping out at 375 tons across 8 mechs, with 2 or 3 mechs in the high 200s to 300s, should have been more than 1 kill.
Oh yeah, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mechs in the well, 3 in the upper 200s, 2 in the lower 200s. That Vulcan had 584, 2 kills, 6 assists, 3 KMDDs. And that is a lot. That is a lot for a Vulcan facing off a lot of other lights. I almost don't want to go to the map to talk about it because it was so depressing.
Well, that said, it is a fairly simple strat to note.
It's just kind of ring around the circle here. And then the only outlying thing was Yondu, who that was Yondu, right? In the Warhammer, he kind of would patrol this area here, looking for open shots.
I think he actually ultimately did make it all the way into Gulf 6 towards the end there. The biggie was Mercstar starting out in this region, working partway around, then coming back to where they started, and I don't know what their strategy was for that map. It almost feels like they thought they were dropping on the Team 2 side with the builds they brought.
Yeah. Huh, I wonder.
Yeah, they get another crack at it.
Yep. This time on the right side. However, they may have locked out a whole bunch of mechs that they were planning to use on that side. Looks like we are just about ready to go for the next match. So both teams putting up a great fight. If you guys are interested in learning more about Mercstar and the MS Crab people, hit them up at mercstar.net. And if you're interested in learning more about the Potato Killers, they have a TeamSpeak, and it's a really weird link, but I will try to post it up in chat for you guys. There you go. So, be sure you check out the MS Crab People Potato Killers. If you're interested in joining them, hanging out, joining their squads or their teams, their collectives, whatever you want to call them. That seems to be what PK is. It's just a collective of different units and people who just seem to mesh and play well together. Kind of like when Kurlon does his cast with Violent Blue, right?
I've not actually cast with her yet.
Oh man, I thought I saw you guys do a cast a while ago.
No, I believe that was System Belmont.
Ah, that's who it was. Who were you with then?
I've casted with Nita Pickle. I've casted with Seabiscuit from 228 a couple times.
Ah,
actually.
that's who it was, Seabiscuit.
Nita's from 228 as well. Worked with Teos last night on his first comp match cast. Looking forward to seeing him cast more. He's got pretty good insight into things at the comp level that me and my casual try-hard ways can't quite match.
Yeah. Plus, Teos has a very sultry voice. It sounds like butter over toast. It's so great. It's probably never been described like that before.
No, that's a good
right.
one for me.
We
All
are
right, sir.
in game.
What side would you like to take?
Oh God, what have I done?
Alright, well, I'm over on Mercstar's side, so...
I can't see
Let's
anything
see.
because I just hit the one key.
Oh, you've got that fun.
I know I bound one of these keys to get out of here, but I don't know which one it is. Oh, thank goodness, there it is. Okay, so it appears I'm on PK's side.
Okay.
And there, as soon as I get all these things back up again, they are rushing head first into that. Okay, we got an Urban Mech, a Wolfhound, another Wolfhound, a Warhammer, a Linebacker, a Hunchback, a Crab, and a Vulcan. Kind of the same that they had last time, it appears. Well, just a few slight variety in their mechs, but it looks like relatively the same setup. What's over there on the Mercstar side?
We've got a pair of Hellbringers, Flea, Assassin, third Hellbringer, so we won't be seeing any more of those from Mercstar. Osiris, Assassin, and Hunchback 2C.
Oh.
Mercstar was very quick to get some lights into the circle. Potato Killers look to be wolf packing and pushing right around the side of the hill. Looks like they're going to be a bit more aggressive this time. Mercstar is a little balled up. We've got units high on the hill for control at a distance. So let's see if this plays out a little better for them this time now that they've got the terrain to match the mech builds.
Oh yeah, and the Hellbringer and Hunchback, some of my favorite mechs. Just two of many. because the Hellbringer has that high damage laser alpha that is just great. And then you've
That's
got the
right.
Virago with 4 ER larges. The burn time on ER large is a little bit longer than I like for clan side. I prefer to use PPCs myself, but there's no doubting the range on the Virago with those range quirks. That thing can reach out and touch you from over 1,000 meters in some cases. With the right quirks. It looks like they're going to hold the hill and try and bait PKs into cresting that hill and trying to brawl with them with their range support.
Yeah, they've already gotten Potato Killers to go back and forth along one side already. Xavier and his Osiris for Mercstar is down to 64% already. That strike just connected on Heigl and Prototellus and the Assassin and Flea respectively. So again, Mercstar is getting whittled down a little bit, while Potato Killers are able to get shots on target without receiving shots in return.
Yondu making some great trades over here in the Warhammer. Wearing down their ranged units while keeping his Warhammer
Xavier
mostly
just got
intact.
legged.
What?
We're about to have a 3-on-1 versus a legged Osiris, and Xavier goes down. So Mercstar down one mech already.
Oh man, that is a major loss for Mercstar, considering now they have to push on PK to even out that kill board.
Doesn't look like they're eager to do it. They're gonna keep their distance mechs on the hill. PK does keep giving them targets occasionally. That was a rude strike. Kamichua 69% in his Hellbringer. Pyth 78%. They didn't need that.
Said Yondu is doing a great job over here, trading 1-on-2, 1-on-3 with those Hellbreakers and just wearing them down. He's
And
only
the
at
nice thing-
72%.
Yeah, and while he's winning those trades, he's keeping Mercstar on the hill, as opposed to moving those mechs up with the rest of their units to try and keep their mass together. Making for a nice distraction. He's got 3 of their mechs tied up, and he's not really taking damage for it.
That guy with the PPCs. Is that a hunchback? He is. That is a hunchback with PPCs. Wow. That is a build I don't really see ever.
I had to learn that build for comp. It's an effective little Pop-Tart.
It's got great high mounted energy points. And which makes
that
poking
strike just missed.
makes poking and hill humping really great. But they've really got to do something about their accuracy. Those PPCs are not, they're just not traveling fast enough. Because Yondu can put that laser pressure on you immediately and get back into cover before the PPCs get across the map.
What's interesting is I'm watching Potato Killers, and they're pretty much content to let Yondu do all the trading. You've got Hell's Mannix and his Wolfhound occasionally peeking over the hill and throwing some medium laser fire towards Mercstar, but for the most part, they're content to just sit in a circle. This is all on Mercstar to do something. Ooh, Yondu got burned on that one. 56%. Mercstar's finally getting shots on target. 52%.
Here comes PK. They're making their push now.
So what I was saying about being content was wrong.
I guess they feel that Yondu's worn Mercstar down enough that they can rush in there and finish him off.
Assassin gets legged. 33%, 28. Gone. Kamichua overheated. Mercstar is very chewed up as the Potato Killer's mask goes into him. Through the Blue gets legged in his assassin and down. St. Paul and the linebacker, 38%. He gets a kill. There really isn't anyone around on Mercstar to focus on him at this point.
That airstrike was amazing. That hit about 4 or 5 people from PK.
Height is all that's left, and St. Paul and the linebacker takes him down. Another dominant victory from PK. Potato Killers demonstrating that they can be patient.
Oh, damn it.
What's up?
I left it in tiny mode again. I suck, man. But
that's alright. Radio casts are part of the series. Did you get the match score?
I
or
did.
Match ID? Excellent.
I'm inputting it into lobby stats right now.
Yondu with 742 damage.
742 damage, 6 assists, 2 KMDDs.
Doing work in that hammer. So now you take Yondu out of the equation, compare the damage numbers between Potato Killers and MS, and it looks like a fairly even match, slightly biased towards Potato Killers, but not hugely.
Yeah.
Not until you put Yondu back in that you realize just how one-sided that fight was, just looking at the raw numbers.
Yondu really, I don't want to say carried there, but wow. 742 damage. And
742 damage, and he kept 3 or 4 of the MS mechs occupied.
And you're completely right. If you just kind of put your thumb over his damage and look comparatively, it looks like a pretty even fight, but then you put in that Warhammer with a whopping 455 match score, 742 damage. Whew. MS, really not having a good night tonight.
Oops, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, in honor of the radio cast, do we shrink the map size down when we cover that?
Hey, maybe.
That might be pushing our audience a little too much.
Oh. Now we're switching over to Terra Therma Conquest. Hey, you know what? I will take the blame for that. It has been a long day. This is my 3rd shoutcast today. And it has been nothing but trouble all day.
Yeah, but you're pushing through it, so. Radio cast is better than no cast.
So, on the map now. Let's go to the map.
I'm with you.
Mercstar. Holding this hill with their Hellbringers, Hunchback, Yondu. Let me say about Hotel 8? Was he? No, he was Hotel 7.
No, he was back.
He was right there. Hotel 7. Because that gave him a pretty straight line to that hill where Mercstar was.
Yeah, the rest of Potato Killers just camped the low ground in the circle. MS fidgeted around ahead of the hill a bit. Didn't really accomplish much. Once PK had enough damage worn into MS, they collapsed on him.
Yep, and that was pretty much all Yondu. Their main team had some good shots. They had some good airstrikes. They had some good pokes. But Yondu was just picking them apart. He gets the MVP of that last match.
So again, after watching that, as I was with drop 2, I'm curious what MS's original strategy going into the drop, what they were planning, because it feels like they just kind of took a position and stalled.
MS really off their game tonight. Usually when I go against them in faction play or even in quick play, it's a fairly tough fight. They seem to be... something's up. They seem to be off their game tonight.
Well, the pressure's off them now in that 3 drops won by PK. Technically, they've won the match.
They've won
So maybe now MS can relax a little bit, try and have a little bit more fun on these last 2 drops, play a little looser, and that might be what it takes for them to collect some wins.
Yeah. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but this was a priority match to cast. And I believe this was for first place.
So I'm on the tournament site, which if people haven't looked at it, it's where we keep track of who's playing when, what the rankings are in the divisions, etc. I see Potato Killers in 5th with 83 points after playing 5 matches. MS Crab People are 6th after 5 matches with 77 points. Now, interestingly, Potato Killers are ahead of MS Crab People despite having 1 more loss on the books than MS. MS has won 3 of their prior matches compared to only 2 for Potato Killers. So MS must have had a blowout loss at some point, whereas Potato Killers, when they lost, it would have been 3-2 decisions. So that goes to show that despite the fact that you've lost 3 drops, it's worth fighting out the last 2 because you can still collect points. So now that said, being in 5th place with 83 points, a maximum of 30 or 35 points is not going to put them in 1st place. Oh, except that's a placeholder. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check the math. That might be enough to put them above 228 deaths from above. Give me a minute. I'm gonna do heavy thinking. Don't mind the smoke.
I'll see if I can scroll up and find what it is. What the
Meanwhile,
reason is
as
behind
noted, we are on drop 4. So we're back to domination. Tonnage has been bumped up to 480 tons. There's no minimum tonnage, however teams are limited to 3 mechs in any given weight class. So put your hopes of an 8-man light rush away. It's not going to happen.
Maybe an 8-man crab rush? Okay, so the note I've got is very close division and competitive teams. Alright, it is a very close division. If they get enough points, will this put them above Death from Above?
That is what I am pouring through the rules to verify.
I don't even know if this is the final round. It looks like there may be a round 7. Looking at the stats, which you can find on Tournament, round 7 is not scheduled. All right, we're ready to go.
So with 25 points available in a drop, if the killers go all in and sweep tonight, that's going to give them 108 points, which will bump them into 4th ahead of the Smoke Adders 373rd. However, Smoke Adders have at least one more match to play as well, so it's likely Potato Killers will not hold on to that 4th place spot. So yeah, this really is a grudge match between Potato Killers and MS.
Alright, what side am I on? We are in the match now. We are live. Everybody's dropped.
Are we radio casting?
We are not radio casting this time.
Excellent.
PK. Yondu in a Battlemaster. Vortex in a Mad Cat 2 Bravo. Serial number in a Fleece. St. Paul in a Summoner. Alexander in a Night Gear. Way Too Sexy in a Blood Asp. Hell's Manix in a Piranha. And Nightbird in an Osiris. Yondu again in a nice fat ranged mech. Looks like he's going to be doing what he does best. How's things look over there on Mercstar?
Well, we've got a Mad Cat, 2 Locusts, Blood Asp, Wolfhound, Arctic Wolf, Vulcan, second Mad Cat 2, and a Nightgyre. Kind of a mixed bag for Mercstar. We've got some range, we've got some in-your-face, good amount of speed.
Oh, and it looks like PK manages to secure Theta. An early cap on Theta is going to give them an advantage on points.
We have gained Epsilon.
So Mercstar didn't bother sending units to Theta.
They sent a Locust, but he didn't quite make it there in time.
Crimson and Heigl have eyes on the Mercstar units, or I'm sorry, on the PK units over at Sigma. And they're gonna engage. So we've got a group of 3 with a 4th mech in the distance, Locust straggling in for Mercstar, while this wolf pack pushes into the PK light lance. Chasing them out of Sigma. All 4 of the Mercstar lights are now with us. Not bothering to flip the cap yet. They're content to push off the Potato Killer units before doing so. Prototellus now breaking off to get the cap.
Looks like Yondu was doing Overwatch at Epsilon, but I don't think he's going to get any good angles from there. Trying to shoot in between those 2 mountains is real tough. Now there's a
Sigma decapped.
There's a lone summoner, St. Paul, kind of all by himself in the No-No River. And I'm just wondering what he is up to over here. Oh, is that a summoner with UX? That is a Pop-Tart UX summoner.
Have to add that to the try this build out list. Pop-Tart that is currently facing 2-to-1, 3-to-1, depending on how many a Mercstar look his way when he peaks.
And yet they can't, because they're facing a lot of pressure from the Blood Asp, the Night Gear.
Yeah, they're getting
2B
pummeled. Every time Mercstar takes a peek around, they're catching a rip autocannon fire. They've got to get off this spot. They've got 2 lanes that Potato Killers can fire on them at.
Mercstar currently controls the caps.
But They're potentially going to lose their heavy mechs.
Uh-oh, the wolf pack is hovering next to Theta, and there is a lone Night Gear who is about to have a very bad day. Alexander gets caught out of position and goes down.
Good kill from Mercstar. That's a bit more aggression than we've seen out of them in these prior matches, and I like it.
Oh no, not the River of Doom.
So the lights leading the aggression, pushing into the Potato Killer's position a little bit. But we lose a Mercstar Blood Asp as Nightbird in the Osiris comes around into the Mercstar flank, getting back shots. This has turned around one of the Mercstar units. Kamichiwa goes down to serial number in the Flea, again back shots. Way Too Sexy takes out Xavier. So starting to lose the lights on the Mercstar side as well.
But boy, is PK hurt.
Near Salon is isolated, facing 2 to 3 of PK. Somehow managing to survive despite getting shot in both directions, and he drops.
A lot of PK mechs are critical right now. Except for serial
Helix
number.
takes one of them out.
Oh, Mercstar's looking even worse for wear.
Yondu takes out Crimson. Protellus in the Locust trying to work Yondu. Vortex, is he stripped? Vortex for PK and the Mad Cat 2 is stripped, unable to help Yondu, but Nightbird and Serial Number get in there and strip Protellus down. He was the last standing Mercstar.
A good strategy. Tried to play the cap game. Not sure what happened though. They started to lose units and then they started to lose caps. And now you end up another 8 kills to 3.
I like that Mercstar had more aggression this time around. It feels like they waited just a little bit too long to pull the trigger. Again, Potato Killer's being very effective at whittling down Mercstar units without getting into a good trade battle. Mercstar's heavies spent too long behind that spire trying to fight 2 lanes at once. So, feels like with just slightly different positioning and timing, that could have played better for Mercstar. I think they potentially could have pulled that one out.
On the map now. Let's see. Actually, also on the map and the stats. Mad Cat 2 pulling off 681 damage. Whew. A lot of damage being thrown around on both sides this time. Mercstar, several mechs. 400 to 500 damage. 25 team damage from Yondu and 24 from Way Too Sexy. Not bad, I would say.
Yeah. Meanwhile, looking at chat, MDO Leagues is trolling us. The giveaway code is hashtag LRM Atlas.
Hashtag LRM Atlas. I would love to see that. I would pay to see one of those right now. Alright.
Please no.
Let's have an 8-on-8 LRM Atlas. Okay, I got a team swap real quick. While we talk about maps and stuff.
So the light pack for MS was doing work. It was just their heavier mass got themselves stuck in a bad spot and stayed in that bad spot for too long. I think that's going to be what ultimately decided that match for Potato Killers. So the question is, was that bad timing on the Wolfpack getting to the MS mass in time to make that push? Or did they expect Potato Killers to take a completely different route and got hung out to dry in that spot, not expecting to start the fight from there? But to me, that's what really turned it for them, was that their main units got picked apart, whittled down. When MS's lights arrived, there was too little armor ripped off at that point. They had the aggression, but they just didn't have the mechs left to sustain till the end of the fight.
All right. Looks like we're getting Ragnar back. Just having a little mini freak out there because Ragnar was offline. And I was left without anyone to invite.
So, Dadachi is in chat, going back to that UAC summoner. Apparently it's quirked all to hell for that particular build out, but you got to protect the legs.
I'm guessing for comp play they strip the armor off the legs since your job is to pop tart from behind cover and not expose your legs.
And so far, from what we've seen of Potato Killers, they are effective at not getting hit at distance. At the very least, Mercstar has not been able to really put damage on them.
Alright, so PKs went to Epsi, tried to get Overwatch, and came around to Theta. Mercstar, they hit Gamma, Kappa, and Theta. Oof. Their lights came around and engaged and almost pushed into Epsi, but decided against it. Rotated back towards Theta, where they managed to secure a kill early on.
So it's worth noting, if I'm looking at this correctly, I want to make sure I'm picking the right hill. I believe it's this spire that Mercstar got stuck behind, which is why PK was able to get shots on them when they peeked around that side, get shots on them when they peeked around that side.
Yeah, that summoner was about right here.
So, not a good spot to stall in.
But also a risky strategy from PK's side, because that river right there, I've been in a lot of pub matches, and I've seen a lot of people try to go up or down that lava river, and it's there. That's it. They just overheat and die from trying to walk up that lava river. So a risky strategy going through that river, but one that ultimately paid off and helped them secure the win.
So we flip the sides. MS gets one more try at it. I'm kind of hoping they skip the cap game. They stay as an 8-man pack, and they just punch into whichever side of Potato Killer's line they spot first. just slam into it and roll them up through the flank. They showed when they were grouped up that they've got the ability to brawl and take it to potato killers. They just have to save their armor long enough to get there to do it.
I will be very upset if I do not see crabs and Larm Atlases on this drop. At least one. I want at least one Larm Atlas this drop.
I don't think we'll see it from MS, maybe from Potato Killers, although I think that last match, prior to this, they were probably feeling pretty confident. That last match, they won it, but I think that was more effort than they were expecting, so I don't expect them to bring out the fun mechs thinking that they're going to be able to snowball this. I think they need to keep their game face on. Sadly, I think that means no LRM Atlas.
Well, I may not be getting an LRM Atlas, but if you get one in the chat, you could have a chance at winning whatever they're giving away. One of these days, though. You know, one day just for fun, I made a LRM Highlander 2C just to see how it would work. I think it was 320s and a 15, and I still managed to get 5,000 missiles on it. Of course, it's a Highlander, and it's pretty much a gigantic walking block. But if it gets left alone, dish out some serious damage.
And that's the thing. No mech should ever get left alone on the enemy side. Any mech that's ignored can be evil.
Both teams sitting at about 480 tons, waiting on that last person to lock in.
So I'll have to go back through the stats. I don't think we've seen any team try and purposely go as light as possible. Everyone seems to be going right up to the full tonnage limit for the drop.
I don't think anyone's gone to the full tonnage limit either. It looks like we're green. Launching.
So I was late getting back to the lobby. Did both sides lock?
Sure. If they didn't, I suppose we'll have to redrop. But usually once they all go green, that's usually my my sign to go.
Me being an IT guy, I'm a stickler for the rules. I want to see you type locked. Oh, you were cute. You used a 0 instead of an O? That didn't count. And, okay, so chat confirming that we're good to go. And just to make sure, we're not radio casting, right?
We are not radio casting.
Excellent.
I am starting on the Mercstar side. We've got a Miss Lynx, a Night Gear, a Dragon, an Annihilator, another Night Gear, a Mad Cat 2, a Commando, and an Incubus. The Incubus, one of the newer clan mechs that I am seeing a lot in comp play, but I'm not seeing it really outperform or overperform. It just seems to be doing standard performance. What's over there on the PK side?
Well, we've got Summoner, Osiris, Piranha. There's a mech that just will not go away. Bloodass, Flea. Those have proven very popular since coming out. Night Gyre, Mad Cat 2, and Battlemaster, Yondu.
I want to say what makes the Flea popular is its size and its speed. You can slap some stealth armor on a flea and just run caps all day without anyone ever knowing you're there.
So, looking at the overview map, Partner did not do what I understood. They have split this time. Group 6, Group 2, but 4 and 4.
Sounds like you got some robot voice going on.
Lovely.
All right, well.
Anyone want me to do some impersonations while I'm in robot mode?
Oh, you're fixed now. Impersonations are closed. Sadly, no Lerm Atlas. I'm very upset right now. I'm very distraught.
So Xavier in the Incubus is packing 6 ER medium lasers. Potent little back poking build. As long as he doesn't let himself get too hot. And they were hoping to catch that piranha off guard, but did notice there was a second mech over there. 2-on-2 fight for lights. Not what you want, and here comes serial number. This is about to be a 3-on-2 for lights, and not Mercstar's favor. Fortunately, they are backing out of there. Good call.
Very good call.
No, Xavier, don't turn around.
Don't turn around, 'cause you're gonna see my legs breaking.
Xavier
Okay.
by himself, 3v1. Prototellus gets in there.
St. Paul is in the Summoner F again with 2 Clan UAC 10s. And you're right, his legs are yellow already. Looks like he just jumped a little too high.
So the Potato Killer's light pack successfully pushing off Mercstars. They started to decap Sigma, but decided instead to keep the 3-2 advantage and are continuing to pursue.
It looks
Xavier
like
and Prototellus have turned to fight for a moment, and oh, Xavier gets legged. Hell's Manic and the Piranha getting some shots in. Nightbird gets the kill shot. This is now a 3-on-1 for Prototellus, but he's made it back to Mercstar's mass.
not a good trade there at all.
No, and Potato Killer's lights drop a strike and check out.
They really should have bugged out of there a long time ago. 3-on-2 is not a situation you want to be in.
Meanwhile, it looks like Potato Killers have set up shop on Theta.
And they are finally capping Sigma, but are they going to leave it neutral or are they going to take it into the red?
They're going for an actual cap this time.
Looks like they're not playing around. They're going to force Mercstar. They're going to force their hand.
So I'm looking.
Yeah,
I'm looking at a Mad Cat 2 Nightgyre Annihilator for Mercstar, kind of just poking around in this choke point in the valley.
Yeah, you can't just poke it over there, and you really got to be aggressive in these matches.
Drew the blue down to 73%. So they've been losing most of their trades. And again, they're split up. Python Nightgyre down to 50%. Piranha coming around for the Potato Killers. Nope, they've decided to ignore him. They're gonna instead pursue Mercstar's Commando and Mislinks, Prototellus and Heigl, trying to flip Gamma.
I wonder if they realize how spread out Mercstar is right now. It looks like they do, because they're closing in on Pith and that night gear.
Hard
Piranha.
burn from the Piranha. And there's the kill shot. Pith didn't have anyone to give him support.
He got separated from his team. That's team play is a major part of this league, and it just doesn't look like Mercstar's playing as a team.
And here comes the Potato Killers. So the question about how aware are they of the Mercstar layout, I'd say vary as they roll around, getting into front and back of Mercstar's line and just roll up through them. Down to 2 lights for Mercstar. Mercstar was able to take out Yondu, so they will get 1 kill on the board, but looking at the damage numbers, unless someone from PK makes a big mistake, I don't think Mercstar is going to wrap up another kill. Lynx is legged. Heigl will be the next to drop. There he goes. Down to Prototellus. There goes the leg. And we cap out before they're able to kill him.
Wow.
Another well-played match by Potato Killers. Right, Mercstar just feels like they all took antihistamines before the match. And just the cohesion is not there.
Yeah, I feel like they just weren't playing as a team tonight. Mercstar usually plays a lot better than this.
Yeah, the one time they showed aggression was when they got their best results. This time again, felt very passive, and looking at the damage numbers, you can see the difference there. Mercstar struggling to get into the 200s for damage. Drew the Blue in his Annihilator doing 349, which is not spectacular for an Annihilator. On the Potato Killer side, high 300s, 400, nearly 300, 747 out of Vortex.
Looking at the stats page, not a lot of team damage. Yeah, it's a lot. High damage from the PK side. Just not a lot of damage from the Mercstar side. Although
effectively, they never had a chance to put the damage down. The positions that they decided to take were choke points. When they finally did really encounter the Potato Killers' force, Potato Killers were able to just wrap them up by coming into both of their flanks and go into the line. So it was multiple Potato Killers versus one MS mech at a time.
Yeah, I definitely got
There was no opportunity to get the damage down.
So it looks to me like Mercstar right around Golf 7, Hotel 7. Just around this area. Maybe not draw it like that. This area right there. That's kind of about where they got pinched. You had the heavies from PK that were in Theta roll over here. The lights that were running caps come over, over here, and they just kind of pinched them right there. And with the light pack hitting them from one angle, and then the heavies coming up from behind them, just wrecked them. But it didn't really help that Mercstar was just kind of stretched all out over this area.
Yeah, I guess the way to really describe the matches tonight was Potato Killers were patient, whereas Mercstar was passive.
Mm-hmm.
They both tended to sit in certain areas for a bit, but the difference being that Mercstar didn't respond to movements by Potato Killers, whereas Potato Killers were very clearly reading the map and choosing their battles. Except for Drop 4. Drop 4, we saw a flash of aggression and a coordinated push from Mercstar, but it was too late in the match.
Yep. That pretty much sums it up, yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself. I almost feel like I wanna just pull Kamichiwa in here for a quick interview and just ask what's going on? What's going on with the Mercstar?
Well, I'd say you're fair to toss an invite out to him. Let him come in if he chooses. On the flip side, it wouldn't surprise me that they're having a discussion right now about what happened, because they still have one more match in the series. Let's look at this. Who do they go up against next? So they'll be going up against The Answer for their final match in the series.
Kamichiwa has declined to do the interview this time.
Okay. I can't blame them. They've got some things to discuss. They probably want to cool down. So.
Oh yeah.
After a nut like this, I don't blame them.
Not at all. I would definitely want to cool down myself.
Cool down, look at what happened, learn from it, regroup.
Because that was
come back and hit The Answer swinging.
That was not the Mercstar that I know and love. That was disorganized. It was they just weren't. There's no unit cohesion. They were all spread out all over the map. They're making bad trades. That is not the Mercstar I know. The Mercstar I know is like a force to be reckoned with. So let's hope that they figure out what's going on and they can fix it. Some great plays by PK. Oh, looks like Ragnar's in dropship 1.
Well, if he's up for chatting, I'm always game.
This will be actually my first interview if he wants to do it. Because I have actually never interviewed anybody before.
It is a skill set I am still learning myself. Fortunately, I can cheat and watch.
Hey, here he is.
Toaster, Saruman, etc. and steal their tips.
Toaster and Saruman, great casters. What's up, Ragnar?
Hello.
Howdy, sir. And I suspect we're going to want to turn his volume up in stream.
Yep, I just did that. So, a great set of matches you had there, Ragnar. Dominating Mercstar 5-0. Not to mention,
Business as usual.
Not to mention Mercstar only made, I don't even think their kills got into the double digits.
Yeah,
So-
I really had to fight and scrape together pilots for this. The only night they could do it was Saturday, so I had to really beg and plead with some of our other UL players to join up. So it worked out.
Well, for a scraped together crew, it proved effective. So based on the business as usual comment at the start, looking at the first drop, you had a commando in the backfield of Mercstar territory neutralize a cap, but not bother to flip it over to your side. So you guys purposely hoping for more time to do an 8-man kill sweep versus capping it out?
Yeah, we wanted to 40-0 them. but we came up 1 meg short, which is disappointing. But overall, I'm really pleased with how our pilots played tonight. Very good communication, very good piloting. I think I made the worst mistake of the night myself, so I own that one.
Now, what was the worst mistake of the night? I didn't see many mistakes on your side.
Yeah, I dove my assassin into a firing line of like 6 mechs, and I got paid for it, so I dropped 2.
Oh, yeah.
So it looks like the next match you've got is going to be against White Knight Legion.
That's a very good team for that match.
You going into the same confidence you went into this one, hoping to 40-0?
It's White Knight Legion. Seriously, there's some really good players that I have a lot of respect for. That's going to be a serious battle.
I look forward to seeing that one. So yeah, my primary observation from watching tonight's match is that you guys demonstrated excellent patience, and your read of what MS was doing, where they were going, seemed to be pretty much spot on throughout the night. How much of their actions went according to what you had guesstimated they were going to do ahead of time when planning out your drops?
We kind of really didn't. The one thing that we did this week after we lost to CFX last week was we said, okay, we are way overthinking this. And we kind of just said, we're going to play our game the way we play it any other day of the week. And that's the difference, really. Like, we didn't overthink it. We didn't plan for every contingency. We just said, okay, we're going to go out there and we're going to shoot mechs.
Okay, I can respect that. And obviously, as demonstrated, you made it work. So, demonstrating my horrible interviewing skill set. That pretty much covers what I was curious about. Other than, again, well played tonight.
Thank you, and thank you for streaming.
One more quick question. Who do you feel would be the MVP of the night for your team tonight?
It's got to be Yondu. I mean, his long range play was spot on. Drop 1, drop 2, drop 3, and then the whole team played pretty well. Drop 4 and drop 5.
Yeah, we noticed the same thing. Yondu pulling well into 700-800 damage in the first few drops, and making some great ranged trades on Grim Plexus against 2 or 3 mechs at a time, keeping them pinned up on that hill.
Yep, and that's when he joined us, and we, at the beginning of the MORs, we discussed what his role was going to be, and we've tried to make sure that we've given him a very specific role to, cater to what Yondu does best, and that's shoot the hell out of things.
If only we all had that sort of role in us. All right.
Thank you, guys.
That's it for my questions. Thanks for coming out tonight.
You're welcome.
And thanks to all the viewers who came out tonight to watch the stream. Hope you make it for the next one. Do we know when the next one is going to be?
Well...
If I don't know, it's probably in the tournament scroll. Which is rolling right now.
Yeah, the next match that I can confirm we have lined up to be streamed is going to be Eon Tatos versus JGX. EU Division A match. System Belmont will be casting that one.
Ooh, that's a good
other
match,
than that, I don't see anything locked in, confirmed to be cast, but keep an eye on the channel. As we find people to do it, we will get matches cast. There are a bunch today.
Eon Tatos versus JGX. I'm fairly certain that's going to be a very important match. Hold on. It's listed on the notes here. I've got it somewhere.
Yeah, if Eon Tato's, actually, either Tato's or First JGX could lock in first place
That's right.
by winning that match.
Eon and JGX battle for first place with one more head-to-head to go next weekend as well. So make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be a heck of a fight. Luckily, it's not me casting it, or we might have more radio cast to deal with. All right. Well, thanks for coming out, Curlon. It was nice to have another co-caster tonight.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Let's do it again sometime.
Absolutely.
All right.